If you were a car, you would have gotten away with that accident scot-free.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. That's your joke, scot-free.
It's that simple, Moyer. Contact us for a quote.
Are you seriously asking me to marry you? I can't believe this is happening.
And I always thought Alan would be the one on his knees.
This is City.
This is City News, your #1 local newscast at 11.
It's a cost saving, it's efficient, it's quick.
Tonight, Uber Pool is in Toronto, and tomorrow it'll be free. How you can use the ride-sharing service for a fast ride to and from work.
You came to meet a kid off a dating website.
Tonight, pedophile hunter follow-up. Despite overwhelming support, police say Justin's vigilante justice just won't work. Tonight, Home Run Derby. Blue Jays star Josh Donaldson looks to win the homer contest ahead of tomorrow's All-Star game. City News Tonight starts right now. Good evening. After concerns over Uber had Toronto taxi drivers threatening to disrupt the Pan Am Games in protest, the controversial company is unveiling a new service it says will get fans to the competitions and commuters to work even faster. Ana Vlahos is live with how the ride-sharing service is changing carpooling. Ana.
Cynthia, I'm on a pedestrian bridge overlooking the DVP, and of course you see those HOV lanes. Many people will be dreading their morning commute tomorrow, but some, well, their ride will be smooth and free coming into the city thanks to Uber Pool.
It's a cost saving, it's efficient, it's quick.
I think it's great if it's getting drivers off the roads.
You're getting into a car with a complete stranger with a driver who you don't really know. To us, it adds double the risk.
Love it or hate it, Uber Pool is now in Toronto.
For the next 2 weeks, you can share your ride with another rider taking a similar route. The idea is to help people deal with traffic congestion in HOV lanes during the Pan Am Games.
We really see this as something that can help the city. HOV lanes have been nearly empty in the city, and we see this as an opportunity to help increase use of those HOV lanes, help people share a ride, and lower the pressure on the roads in the city.
And for tomorrow only, Uber Pool is free during the morning and evening commute. Black says this is to let people test out the service.
Already we've had hundreds of requests. Based on the data from other cities, we expect tens of thousands of people to try this in the city over the coming weeks.
Uber X cars will be used in this new ride-sharing program. That means drivers will use their own personal vehicles. But just last week, Mayor John Tory said Uber X was operating outside the current law and called for council to rewrite city bylaws to create a level playing field for taxi drivers. Ian Black says until the new laws come into play, there is nothing illegal about Uber Pool.
City Council has started a process to include ride sharing in the bylaws, but until that time, there's no regulation specifically around Uber X.
Alex Pearson with Co-op Cap says Uber's free ride will soon be over.
They know, as of September, the mayor said that they're going to be making one set of rules for all. So obviously they're coming out trying to get themselves seen in the marketplace as much as possible.
Uber Pool is available until July 26th. Toronto is the 6th city to launch this program. Glory and gold have been captured at the Pan Am Games, but one of the biggest fan favorites hasn't won any medals or even competed in any events. There it is, the Toronto sign in Nathan Phillips Square. It's turning out to be a star of the competitions. These 7 giant letters have captured the admiration of locals and visitors alike. Andrea Puno with how this simple sign is now stealing the spotlight.
Huge and it's beautiful and it represents Toronto, so and the pictures look good.
You guys decided to take your wedding photo in front of the sign.
Exactly, just so that we have a good memory of what happened.
A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but the big Pan Am Toronto sign at Nathan Phillips Square could prove to be priceless as a city attraction. It costs $95,000. But it has quickly become a showstopper with thousands visiting to snap photos.
There's an old saying that if you have it, flaunt it.
The eye-catching sign is 77 feet long and 12 feet high, weighing in at a whopping 3,000 pounds per letter.
There we go.
This is telling the world that Toronto is the place to be. It's bold, it's simple, very attractive.
The good news is it's here to stay until the end of the year. After that, it'll land somewhere else, although for now, there's no telling where it'll go. Any ideas where it should land?
Etobicoke.
Is that where you live?
Of course. Down by the water somewhere would be great.
Ontario Place.
We figured out how it was going to be spaced.
Unit 11, a local company, won the bid for the sign and took about a month to build it.
We had all the letters built right here.
Each letter is a polycarbonate steel blend and built to withstand all that heavy foot traffic.
It has a rubber base on the bottom so they can walk on it, and inside the O's it's all reinforced so they can stand on it. We were expecting it to be popular, but not quite this popular. This is pretty cool.
Oh my God, so amazing and beautiful, it's the best.
I think it's really cool. I've never seen something so big like this in Miami.
The company has also worked on a number of big projects, including creating the new set for Hockey Night in Canada, and they're no stranger to sporting events. They also made a permanent fixture inside the Bay in Vancouver as part of the Olympics. Andrea Puno, City News.
Okay, so some interesting ideas are already being floated for future homes of the Toronto Pan Am sign. One suggestion would place it in front of the city's most famous landmark, the CN Tower. Other ideas include having it light up the night over Yonge and Dundas Square or reflect off the water above the Scarborough Bluffs. You can tell us where you would like to see the sign set up shop after the games by voting on our web poll at citynews.ca.
Canada set a fairly lofty goal for itself going into the Pan Am Games, but has lived up to expectations with another whack of podium appearances on day 3. A quick look at a few of the more recent medalists. Jennifer Abel and Pamela Ware, oh, so close to a top finish in the 3-meter springboard synchronized event, but as you can see, a wee bit off on their final dive. They'd still add silver to their haul. Now, over at the Toronto Coliseum, Ellie Black had a smile as bright as the gold around her neck after winning the women's all-round gymnastics final. There was also winners in rowing, canoeing, roller skating, trap shooting, and judo. All in all, Canada added 17 to their total today to lead the medal standings with 41. Our neighbors to the south are not far behind at 36, followed by Cuba, Colombia, and Mexico. And there was a big event earlier today celebrating all the red and white winners, and we chatted with Raphael Gagne about his gold medal performance in mountain biking.
On the home stretch, I mean, I was big emotion, goosebumps, and yeah, the fans were awesome. Mountain biking, we don't have all the time like that many fans, but yesterday we had 6,000 people cheering for us, and that felt incredible.
The Pan Am Games began surrounded by complaints about traffic congestions and audience apathy. But now that the competitions are underway, many in our city say they're embracing the event.
Yeah, we're pretty pumped. We've got tickets for some of the events and the closing ceremonies, so we're pretty hyped up about it.
I'm loving it. I've been around Toronto all my life, and I love it. Bring on the games, man. I love it.
It's exciting to have so many tourists around. It's fun. But it does cram up the city a little bit, but it's still a lot of fun.
I mean, we've gone and checked out a few of the venues. We've gone to a couple of the Rugby Sevens games. We've enjoyed ourselves.
Well, it's been a good stretch, but we have showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow, so get out your umbrellas. Natasha has the forecast.
Yes, I would say make sure you've got the umbrella handy, and if you've got any kids heading off to camp, maybe a raincoat. I think just throw it in the backpack for those showers and thunderstorms expected through the day tomorrow. Right now, though, we are also watching a little bit of a cluster of showers and thunderstorms moving from Lake Erie northward across the Niagara Peninsula, where you're seeing some of the oranges, especially down along that lake shore. We are seeing some heavier rain into Hamilton, Stony Creek, likely into some spotty showers. Some of them may just graze Toronto Island within the next hour or two as well. And there's a close-up shot of some of those showers and thunderstorms happening now. Air quality today was not so great. It was about a 5. The higher the number, the worse the air quality. Tomorrow will be at a 4. So as the number gets lower, the air gets better. And it's because of that rain that will be kind of washing out the atmosphere that air quality will improve. 24 degrees right now. It's a muggy night tonight. The current humidex very near to 30 right now across the GTA. So the mugginess holds on tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night, and then we'll be done with it. But as I mentioned, it's not a very comfortable night for sleeping. If you don't have air conditioning, those are the overnight lows tonight. So around 19 to 20 degrees, and that's your start temperature for tomorrow morning as well. Don't expect a whole lot of sunshine, just a few peaks here and there. It's going to be on and off rain. About 10 to 15 millimeters is what is forecast as a whole across the city of Toronto. Some areas 20 to 25 mils, not out of the question. Again, if you get into thunderstorms, it will be heavy at times, reducing visibility out on the roadways, and it's going to be an all-day affair. Now, coming up, a fresher feel to the air is returning midweek, but also very hot conditions early next week. I'll tell you how hot coming up.
A truck driver has suffered minor injuries after his tractor trailer rolled over on Highway 401 in Mississauga. It happened on the southbound ramp from the Highway 427 to the westbound 401. There's no word on what caused the driver to lose control. Police say the ramp is expected to be closed until midnight. It didn't take long for firefighters to put out a fire at an apartment building north of Yonge and St. Clair. It began on the upper level of a 2-floor apartment on Merton Street. The road was closed between Yonge and Paleton Crescent while firefighters were on scene. No one was injured, and there's no word on what caused the fire. Now, a follow-up to a City News exclusive, the story of a man who tries to expose people he considers to be potential predators trolling for kids online. Avery Haynes with why police say this is the wrong thing to do.
It was dramatic.
Stop! You came to meet a 13-year-old little boy.
Dangerous.
I wasn't going to. I was just going to hang out with him.
Controversial.
There was no intention for sex here. Why would I want to have sex with a kid?
And garnered almost universal support.
Yeah, but I didn't want him.
You came to meet a kid off a dating website.
I think you're pretty much good to walk over now. Typical Wednesday night.
Our cameras were there as 28-year-old Justin, using a younger-looking friend as a decoy, pulled off an elaborate sting of a man he believed was a potential predator.
But you knew he was 13, right?
Yes, I knew he was 13, but there's no intention for sex. I spoke to my lawyer.
A man in his 40s who thought he was meeting a 13-year-old boy he'd been chatting with online.
I'm the one that was texting with you.
Justin has been inundated with support on the Facebook page where he posts videos of his almost weekly stings of men who hook up with his fake profile of a young teen girl or boy.
So we're continuing on with To Catch a Predator.
Why would you talk to a 13-year-old boy like that?
That's him right there. Come here to meet Christopher, 13 years old.
At a Toronto Police news conference today,
this is his profile picture on Facebook.
Announcing an arrest in a completely separate online luring and extortion case where 2 young girls were victimized. The expert pedophile hunters say Justin may be doing more harm than good.
Well, in these cases where someone is outing someone as a pedophile or creating these videos and posting them online, you have to keep in mind that that's actually not preventing him from offending again. What is going to prevent him is being arrested and hopefully getting a conviction that will restrict his use of the internet, and that's why I do believe that the public should let these types of investigations be in the hands of the police.
You still came to meet a 13-year-old little kid.
And while Toronto police don't officially condone vigilante justice, they do say they're fully on board with teaming up with people like Justin.
If he has something he wants to tell the police, if he believes an offense has happened, contact the police. Let us know what's happened. give us some evidence, and we'll move forward with the investigation. And that way, we're not ending up with sort of a public shaming, but we're ending up with a conviction.
Police say Justin could have called them before setting up this meeting, and they would have taken over the investigation. The biggest stumbling block to a possible union between vigilantes and police might be this fact.
We have 15 officers in our unit who are all extremely busy, who have cases coming in every single day. If we had 100 officers, those 100 officers would be busy, but we don't have that luxury.
For City News Tonight, I'm Avery Haynes.
And in another case, a man has been charged with luring 2 young girls online. 24-year-old Brandon Walker of Richmond Hill faces several charges. Police say a man made contact with the 2 girls on Facebook using the name Brandon G. Davidson on his profile pic. It's alleged the teens were offered money for nude photos and then threatened with being exposed on social media if they didn't send more.
The allegation is that this guy was actually trying to meet up with one of his victims.
Apparently that is the allegation, and like I said, every time that we can prevent that from happening is a success for us.
Walker faces 11 charges in all, including making and possessing child porn, luring, and extortion. Now, earlier we showed you the vigilante who poses online as a child to try to nab potential predators. One of the ways he lures predators is through dating sites. Adrian Gobriel now with how simple it is to get a profile up and running, even if you're a minor.
Do you think your dad knows all of these social media sites and all of the online applications that you use?
No, I don't think so.
No. No, not to be honest, no.
It appears to be the troubling trend that could have serious consequences.
You came to meet a 13-year-old little boy.
As our City News Vigilante exclusive has shown, suspected pedophiles are browsing adult dating sites looking to pick up minors. As we showed, it was easy for Justin to sign up and have a child's profile.
Just like every dating website I'm on, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, Meet Me, Tinder, I'm on them all.
Tinder says they help form relationships, but it's well known on the streets as a pickup site. Now take a look at their privacy policy. It says right here you only have to be 13 to sign up and have an account. The age of consent in Canada is 16.
I think it's disturbing.
Tinder's eligibility terms simply state that by creating an account, you represent that you're not a registered sex offender. Internet lawyer Gil Zovani says the standard verification guidelines for both social media and dating sites is minimal at best.
There's no gate at the door where somebody's standing there and say, okay, show me, a notarized copy of your birth certificate. Let's have your fingerprint on file. Let's verify your identity. Let's make sure that you're not a criminal. None of these sites have anything like that.
Zovani says sites do have a moral obligation to try and protect users from potential predators, but not a legal one.
If they did stuff to encourage that kind of behavior, then yeah, then there may be some liability. But if it's just plain vanilla site and then some person went in there and exploited somebody as a result of that, I don't think there'd be any liability.
Tinder's parent company IAC also owns Match.com and OkCupid. City News asked if they proactively search out accounts that violate the minimum age requirement. They declined comment, but in relation to Tinder, they told us each Tinder profile is linked to a unique Facebook account. The minimum age on a Tinder is the same as Facebook, 13.
If you're a parent and your child is on one of these sites, you need to monitor what they're doing.
Well, I do have access to her iPod Touch because that's all she utilizes it. So, it is password protected. I know the password. I know where she's surfing. I also follow her on Instagram.
No Facebook, no email. I keep them away from it for now. So there's a lot of predators out there, and, he's young and I want to protect him.
Legit sites like Match.com and Tinder say if they suspect any imposters, they will shut them down. Unfortunately, internet lawyer Gil Zovani says advanced security methods like facial recognition simply aren't available yet. On Dundas Street East, Adrian Gobriel, City News.
2 teens are in custody tonight after a young man was savagely stabbed to death in Scarborough. Amanda Ferguson speaks with a friend of the victim left devastated by grief after a disturbing moment of violence ended in tragedy.
Just miss him already.
5 minutes and I miss him already.
It's been a little more than 24 hours since a young man somehow ended up on Marshall Ray's aunt's doorstep, bleeding from stab wounds, barely conscious, asking for help. Ray says to his shock, that man was none other than his good friend, Trey Terrio.
He was conscious, but he was almost out of it.
Did he say anything?
I'm in pain and I can't breathe. That's where I started breaking down because I knew something was up.
Police say the stabbing happened just after 10 Sunday night around Rockwood Drive and Kingston Road in Scarborough. Despite both Ray and Catherine Hoy's frantic attempts to stop the bleeding, the 21-year-old was pronounced dead a short time later.
We were speaking with the agent on the phone, and she was just directing us what to do, that she was sending an ambulance, police and ambulance were on their way, and to try and use compression to stop the bleeding.
Neighbors say they believe it all started outside of that convenience store. From there, the blood trail actually runs east along Kingston Road, and I can see that it disappears just behind that bus shelter into that wooded lot, which is less than 200 meters from where Terrio was eventually found.
I think it was just wrong place, wrong time. It's the area too, you know. We're in Scarborough, it's bad here.
Police aren't saying much about what happened or whether this dumpster less than a block away is connected. Forensic officers taped off the bin for evidence this morning. How long did you know him for?
5 years, and he was one of my first friends when I came to Toronto. Oh my God.
Now the shock settles in as the wait for answers begins.
I want people to remember him as a good friend and a kind-hearted person. He was very, very generous.
Again, police are saying very little about their investigation. 2 18-year-olds are in custody, although there's no word at this point on whether any charges have been laid. Near Rockwood Drive and Kingston Road, Amanda Ferguson, City News.
A $430 million settlement fund for the victims of the Lac Mégantic train disaster earned court approval today.
Il y a vraiment beaucoup de chaleur ici aujourd'hui.
47 people in the small Quebec town perished when a train carrying oil derailed and exploded 2 years ago. Canadian Pacific Railway had tried to stop the fund, arguing it wasn't responsible for the tragedy because it didn't involve CP tracks, trains, or workers. A judge rejected their motions today. A lawyer for the families of the victims says if the company doesn't appeal the ruling, the millions could be handed out by the end of the year. In world news, it appears Greece will stay in the Eurozone after a marathon bargaining session in which European leaders agreed to a financial rescue deal. But Greece's continued membership won't come without cost. Greeks will face pension cuts and tax hikes even after voting against austerity measures earlier this month. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras expressed relief today, but admits there are tough times ahead for his country.
Today's agreement keeps Greece in a state of financial stability. It gives the possibilities for a recovery. It will, however, be an agreement whose implementation will be difficult. The measures included are the ones passed in Parliament. They will unavoidably cause recessionary effects.
This is Greece's third EU bailout in 5 years. It will receive roughly $120 billion over a 3-year period. The plan does not include any easing of its debt repayments. Tsipras will need to pass the reforms package in Parliament by Wednesday. His name, Joaquin Guzman, better known as El Chapo or Shorty. Mexico's infamous drug lord remains on the run after a daring weekend prison break. He got out through a 1.5-kilometer tunnel equipped with lighting and ventilation and even got a motorcycle on tracks. This is the second time he's broken out of a maximum security prison. He also did it back in 2001. And still ahead, the Freedom Drivers ride to the rescue. How some Ontario volunteers are helping to save thousands of Quebec dogs from death. That's coming up.
You can always spot someone who's just traded up. Trade In, Trade Up is back at your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram retailer. Trade up to a new Dodge Grand Caravan, Canada's #1 selling minivan, or the award-winning Jeep Cherokee with best-in-class capability. It's the Trade In, Trade Up event on now.
This summer, Wendy's presents Bacon Poutine. Just $3.99. Starring freshly cooked applewood smoked bacon, cheese curds, and poutine sauce. Don't miss this summer's biggest blockbuster, Bacon Poutine, at a Wendy's near you.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I love you.
I love you.
You can't fight like that anymore.
I wouldn't be here without my wife, Maureen.
You ain't never been hit by a real man. Baby, let's go home.
I know that you're mad at me.
You don't know anything.
I can't lose my daughter. I give my everything.
Southpaw, July 24th.
Find gas station.
Playing Jazz Station.
What? Hi. Gas?
Cat migration.
No, I don't want a full tank Frank. How do I get gas?
When you travel, new doesn't always mean improved, except for Motel 6's new improved website. In just a few clicks, book a room for the lowest price of any national chain based on price or location. It's new and actually improved. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the light on for you.
If you've suffered an injury, pursuing legal action can be intimidating. Personal injury laws tend to favor large insurance companies, and finding your way to a personal injury lawyer that's right for you can be challenging. But it doesn't have to be that way. At Singer Quinter, you'll find lawyers dedicated to getting the result you deserve. With record-breaking awards and over 40 years of experience, it's no wonder we've been named one of the top firms in the country. But don't take our word for it. Visit singerquinter.com and hear from our clients firsthand.
Leon's is proud to be Canadian, and during Canada's home sale, we're celebrating with special prices on all Canadian-made furniture. Save up to 55% on Canadian-made Sealy mattresses, and get special prices on appliances during the Great Canadian Appliance Sale. Ends Tuesday. Visit Leon's or leons.ca today.
MLB All-Star festivities in full swing tonight at the Home Run Derby, and Danielle has all the deets.
Oh, it was so good. They changed the format.
I heard you yelling. She sits beside me and she was yelling.
I was distracted because it's bracket style now. Winner advances. They wanted to make it more exciting, and they were bang on because it was a lot of fun.
You were excited.
Yes. Now, before things got started, a couple legends took the field. Ken Griffey Jr. throwing out the ceremonial first pitch to his pops. But there's our boy. All eyes on Josh Donaldson, the leading All-Star vote-getter, might I remind you. Representing the Jays, taking on Anthony Rizzo in the first round. Now, the Cubs first baseman smacked 8 over the wall, and Donaldson wasted no time chasing that mark. 3 quick home runs in the first 25 seconds or so. Now, even at 8 apiece, Kareem's what looks like number 9. A heck of a long way, but it's just foul. Look who caught it. Former Red first baseman Sean Casey. What are the chances? Donaldson would straighten it out a few pitches later to bounce Rizzo and advance to the semis. Now, on his side of the bracket, Prince Fielder used a cotton candy-fueled effort to smoke 13. Todd Frazier had his work cut out, but the hometown crowd had his back.
Gonna land in the seats. Unbelievable kick. And he's actually tied Prince Fielder. Wow. This is amazing.
That's impressive.
Amazing.
That's impressive.
With Tom's number 98. And he's going to be moving on and ousting the 2-time champ.
Awesome. So that pit Frazier and Donaldson in the semis. The bringer of rain making it rain on this particular home run. Bullseye smashes a camera. He'd finished with 9 in his second time up. Frazier, though, making a late push, tied it up with 15 seconds to go, and before he could blink, punishes another for back-to-back jacks, beating Donaldson and walk-off fashion to head to the finals. It's a bit of a bummer, where it was a heavyweight matchup. 23-year-old Dodgers rookie Jock Pederson, not to be confused with our own Roger Peterson, notched 14 blasts like it was nothing. So showtime for Mr. Frazier with his brother pitching. He tied up in the dying seconds, and that was the one to win it. Cue the fireworks. What an awesome finish. Todd Frazier is your 2015 Home Run Derby champ.
Nice.
It was good. All right, Argos looking to start 3-0 for the first time since 1991 as they visit Cowtown. Now, Cynthia, the last time that happened, Wayne Gretzky and the late John Candy were owners of the Argos. Yeah, a long time ago, right?
Yep.
Late in the first quarter, Trevor Harris to Kevin Elliott to open the scoring 7-0 Boatman. Now in the second, 14-7 stamps Bo Levi Mitchell up to Jeff Fuller. Makes the leaping grab. Calgary, 21-7 lead, but here come the Argos under 2 minutes left till half. Harris finds Torrey Gurley, beats Bennett in tight coverage for the 44-yard hookup. And after the play, Elliott jumps over Bennett and not gonna fly. Stripes book him for objectionable conduct. I'll let you use your imagination what he said, right?
Yeah.
Toronto down 22-14 at the break. And Luis Scola made his first appearance as a Raptor today after agreeing to a one-year, $3 million contract. 35-year-old power forward brings a veteran presence that'll help some of the younger players. He also made reference to his age, saying, well, he's not going to get extremely better, he's also not going to get extremely worse. Sounds good to me. Right? It's been a consistent 8 years in the NBA, but his greatest impact's been internationally for Argentina. You got to think he'd had quite a few offers, so what made our city so appealing?
I feel like they really wanted me, and I always like the team. This last couple of years, you guys had a great team, played really, really well. The city is amazing, and I thought it was a good opportunity. It was my best chance.
Okay, quick update. 22-17 is the Stampeders' lead over the Argos, so it's still a close game in the second half. Hi, Natasha.
Yes. Hi. I'm just trying to count down the first day to the Raptors home opener. What is that?
Oh, it's too many days away.
We should go. 3 months.
Let's buy tickets
we'll
now.
all go together.
Cynthia, you went for the first time last year,
I'm
didn't
a
you?
huge Raptors fan.
Right.
I love the Raptors.
Thank you. We converted her. Okay, good. And Pan Am
No,
Games.
I was converted already.
Yeah, I have a cool story about the Pan Am Games from today. So we saw Jennifer Abel win 2 medals today in diving. And I was reading about her pump-up songs before she hits the before she competes is Drake, because she has a teenage crush on Drake. So she's hoping he'll like tweet her. So I want Drake to tweet her. We should tweet Drake, get him to tweet her. Congratulations, right?
She had a teenage crush. So how old is she?
23. I know, she's not exactly like.
Because I was like, she was crushing on him when he was on Degrassi.
It was yes, and that's what it was. He was Jimmy on Degrassi, and she loved him.
Love it.
Right? I know. So cool story. Hopefully he tweets her.
Love it.
Yes.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Okay, I'm going to pick an artist that I like and then hope that they tweet me or retweet me.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll work on it. I'll let you know tomorrow who that's going to be.
I love it.
So, Natasha, it's going to get warmer. When are we hitting 30?
You know what? That's the question, right? That's the big question. When are we going to hit 30? Because we haven't done it yet in 2015. No 30-degree day yet. When was the earliest that we've ever had a 30-degree day? And I say ever, but really we're going back to 1938 out at Pearson. That was 1985. We hit that in April. The latest occurrence so far was August 7th, back in 96. We are now at July, what are we, 13th or something? And we haven't hit it yet. So if we can go all the way to and past August 7th, then it'll be the latest occurrence this year. So we're waiting. I think we're actually going to break it within the next 7 days. And before I move on, I wanted to tell you the greatest number of days over 30 was back in 1959. That was a hot year, 43 days that we had temps over 30 degrees. We are at 23 right now. It's a muggy night out there, very sticky feel to the air because the current humidex is very near to 30 right now. The cooler air is back off through northwestern Ontario. The forecast feels like, though, still a muggy day tomorrow. This is midday tomorrow, going to feel like 35. But as we head into Wednesday, this is sort of the area and the time where we're going to get in that northeast flow. It's going to sort of flush out all of that humidity out there and bring in the more comfortable air. So that's what we're waiting for. We are also watching right now at this hour some showers that have been moving from Lake Erie northward here across the Niagara Peninsula. And these are bringing showers. It's a bit of a soggy night here through places like Lincoln and Caledonia, Haldimand over to Niagara Falls. Some of these showers are looking to cross Lake Ontario. may skim Toronto Island, but at this point it's looking like it may just be a miss for the city of Toronto. So that's, I don't know if it's the good news or not, because now we're needing just a little bit of rain for the lawns out there. Just a little bit, not a lot. Unfortunately, we have a lot potentially coming because we are continuing to watch this rainfall here. You can see this sort of counterclockwise motion. It is a spin. There's a spin in there. That's an area of low pressure. It is all continuing to spin right into the GTA, and that's what's going to bring us our on and off showers and storms for tomorrow. So we'll time it out for you now. So this is the model forecasting the remnants of what's happening in Niagara Falls right now, just pushing into the GTA. This is within the next hour or so. After that, it's going to be a mainly cloudy night. Mainly cloudy to start off tomorrow morning. Could see a few sprinkles here early tomorrow morning for the commute. I'm not really so worried for the morning commute. I'm more worried once that heat gets going through the afternoon and we start to see this. Little bits of orange and yellow that the model's picking up are thunderstorms. And so far, they do look to be concentrated throughout the west GTA versus the east. However, everyone is at risk for these spotty thunderstorms. And this is going to be going right through the afternoon into the early evening as well. I would say by about 10, 11 o'clock at night, then we're in the clear precipitation-wise. And then after midnight tomorrow night, we'll clear out the skies. There you go. There's your sunny Wednesday. All right, how much rain? I'm sort of forecasting anywhere from about 5 to 10 millimeters. This model now has 0.3. That's a little bit low. And remember that it's going to be very pockety across the GTA in terms of the showers and thunderstorms. Some areas could see 15 to 20. Some will walk away with zero, absolutely zero, because it is going to be little pockets here across the city. But once again, as you head west, you get into some of these higher colors, and that's where we're expecting some of the higher rainfall amounts. Any way you look at it, it's not going to be a great day to be outdoors because of this on and off nature. It's going to be very fluctuating, if you will, in terms of the precipitation. So I'm going to give most outdoor activities a poor rating for tomorrow. And remember that it is going to be muggy as well. There's going to be a lot of dry time through the day tomorrow as well. This is not a complete washout of a day, but when it does rain, it could be heavy at times and come down pretty intense. 27 is the high tomorrow. It's going to feel more like 35 with that humidity still in place. Fresher and sunnier for Wednesday and Thursday. Friday at this point looks to be dry for the majority of the day. I'm just keeping an eye on some late day showers. Mugginess comes back for Saturday and Sunday. And as we head into Sunday and Monday, that's going to be our next chance here at finally breaking that 30-degree threshold. In fact, Sunday, Monday, and even Tuesday could be into the low 30s all 3 days. That's your latest check on weather.
This weather segment is brought to you by Walmart. Get summer living for less. Walmart. Save money. Live better.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. You may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Call us or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
Who wants to sleep like a millionaire? Please don't say nobody, because you can get up to 60% off our exclusive Sealy Millionaire Collection. Who's better than Sealy in bed?
At Cash Money, we know what matters most to you. A safe, friendly, clean environment where you always feel comfortable, with plenty of friendly, helpful people who understand your need for a quick cash loan or just to cash a check. At Cash Money, there are no hidden fees, and our specialists have the experience and training to deliver your cash fast. With Cash Money locations throughout Canada, come in and see for yourself how people really make the difference. And don't forget to ask about our $300 cash loan for just $20.
Cash Money, love my Cash Money.
Harvey's introduces new hand-spun classic shakes made with real milk for only $1.89. In chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or cappuccino. Classic shakes for only $1.89 at Harvey's all summer long. Now that's a beautiful thing.
Pretty impressive. Marvel's Ant-Man.
That fence that your friends tried to destroy, it's there for a reason.
On the next episode of Wayward Pines.
Because there are things beyond it, things a lot worse than me.
I'm sorry that all this happened. I'm sorry that my dad failed this town.
What are you doing here?
There's something I have to show you.
Don't make the same mistake twice. Don't wait till it's too late.
Let us out! Let us out!
You can stop this right now.
It's our responsibility.
Wayward Pines, 9 Thursday on City.
Win the CHFI Trip-A-Day giveaway. Weekday mornings at 7:30 with Aaron and Mike. Wherever you want to go, you can get there from here. from Toronto's vacation station, 98.1 CHFI.
Welcome to a place where you know more about local news. You know what's happening. You know what everyone's talking about. Because you know more with our local news. Welcome to 680 News.
Pan Am officials proudly announcing today they've sold more than 900,000 tickets while having to explain an embarrassing incident that saw Brazil's cycling team go for a training run on the DVP.
We have, of course, addressed that with the Brazilian team this morning at our chefs de mission meeting, just to remind not only Brazil, but all of the teams in our cycling. While the Don Valley Parkway looks like a fantastic training route, it is not approved for cyclist use.
No, it's not. Police had to escort the cycling squad to a safer route yesterday as the Brazilians tried to squeeze in a practice session on the highway. There was little traffic on the road at the time and no one was hurt. Pan Am officials say it was an honest mistake by the team. Well, this is not a good time of year for dogs in Quebec, but some people in this province are trying to help. Quebecers traditionally move on July 1st, and that means thousands of animals are abandoned each year. Videographer Audrey Brown with the local effort to save them from death.
This 10-year-old husky named Becky was just days away from euthanization.
She was dumped by her previous family who was moving.
She's one of thousands of dogs abandoned each year at this time in Quebec when their owners move to new apartments that don't accept animals.
It's horrible and barbaric. Nobody needs to do that. Everybody has advance notice that they're moving and they don't need to dump them at the shelter.
Well, the shelters become overflowing, and because many of them are kill shelters, these abandoned dogs are often put down.
Some of the shelters in Quebec are gassing shelters, and they use that as forms of euthanasia.
But a group of volunteers called the Freedom Drivers work in relay style.
Next. Got her? Yep, got her.
Going back and forth from Toronto to Quebec.
About 100 kilometers a leg, so you have 5 or 6 different drivers now spreading the mileage.
Saving the dogs and finding them new homes here in the GTA.
Quite often animals will be dropped off at pounds, left tied to posts, left in the apartment building or the apartment itself when the tenants leave.
Randy Bedford is a Toronto firefighter who has made over 100 trips to save dogs on his days off. So all ready for the next leg of the journey?
Oh yeah, just gotta secure her here. We don't want her moving around too much.
How did the dogs usually do on the trip?
Oh, they're amazing. They settle right in. Like you see how she's settled in. That's most of them do that. Once they're in the car, they just lie down. You wouldn't even know they're there. Well, it's quite fulfilling knowing you're playing a part in saving lives.
And the Freedom Drivers have saved a lot of lives.
We've transferred over 2,000 animals. That includes dogs and cats.
In just 18 months?
In just 18 months.
The dogs go straight to a vet checkup.
I'm going to treat her with some Revolution, and she's going to go home today with the foster parent.
And then on to a local rescue or foster home.
It's extremely well organized, and we couldn't do any of this without the Freedom Drivers.
Well, the Freedom Drivers are always looking for more drivers and foster homes. If you can help, you can go to our website, citynews.ca. In Whitby, Audrey Brown, City News.
What a great story. And still ahead, the augmented reality revolution. How the future of video games could also give doctors a new tool to diagnose diseases with. Your daily download is next.
Pets inspire us to play, seek, cuddle, and treat. Create more moments like these with great deals at PetSmart. Right now, buy 2, get 1 free on select dog toys and treats. PetSmart, inspired by pets.
A lot's changed in 90 years. Colors, styles, but one thing hasn't. Alexanian's commitment to bringing you great savings, and our 90th anniversary event is no different, with savings up to 60% on luxurious wool carpet. Our new summer area rug collection, hand-scraped and solid hardwood from $3.99 a square foot, and beautiful Hunter Douglas blinds and shades. Plus, take until 2016 to pay, all during Alexanian's 90th anniversary event.
Milk and cocoa, cocoa and almonds, almonds and me and you, and the smile, ingredients, simply delicious. Hershey's.
It's not about hugging trees. It's not about being wasteful either. You just gotta find that balance. Where taking care of yourself takes care of more than just yourself.
Discover the MKZ or the MKZ Hybrid. Your choice for the same price.
I'm Whoopi Goldberg, and New York is my home. There's no place like it in the world. And no better place to learn about the people who shaped who we are today. Hear about the lives of slaves in colonial New York and about the fight to abolish slavery. Make a stop on the Underground Railroad and visit the home and grave of one of New York's most controversial citizens. A journey in New York is a journey through history. Plan your next trip at iloveny.com/summer. There's something for everyone.
Some people say being a grandmother slows you down, but it drives me to take on the challenges that benefit future generations in this province. Transit, roads, jobs, stopping climate change, ensuring people have a decent pension to retire on, and to keep running until they're done.
Hey everyone, I'm Ted Henley. First up in the Daily Download, an amazing view of what Microsoft's augmented reality will look like. Microsoft has released a CG video showing what it feels like to use HoloLens. In this case, the augmented reality helmet is being used by doctors. The physicians are pinching and swiping their way through different images. Microsoft says, aside from real-life applications, the augmented reality will revolutionize tabletop gaming. GoPro cameras are so small, scuba divers can attach them to everything, including sharks. In this case, a GoPro is attached to the dorsal fin of a hammerhead shark, and the video captured is amazing. The hammerhead cruising along the bottom of a shallow bay, swimming by other sharks at one point, doing what hammerheads do. Simply amazing video. And check out who was spotted flying over Comic-Con in San Diego. R2-D2. Well, it's a drone wearing an R2-D2 costume. Otto Diefenbach is behind this. He's famous for making pop icons soar. In the past, he's made Snoopy as the Red Baron fly, also a witch on Halloween, and even a Christmas tree. That's it for today. I'm Ted Henley. Your download is now complete.
And still ahead, lucky number 7. Our country's men's and women's rugby sevens teams have gone double gold at the Pan Am Games. We'll talk to both squads about the historic victory next.
America's Got Talent, 8 Tuesday and Wednesday on City. City has the #1 show of the summer.
You gotta blow us away.
America's Got Talent, 8 Tuesday and Wednesday on City.
Laid off? Separated? Tax problems? Garnishee? Is it simply impossible to pay your bills? Kevin Thatcher and Associates can help. Our friendly staff can help protect your family, your car, your home, and also reduce stress.
Hi, I'm Kevin. My staff and I are dedicated to help you and your family get a fresh start. We offer free consultations, evening appointments, and flexible payments.
Our offices are conveniently located across Southern Ontario and the GTA. Call us or visit BillFixer.com.
Canadians have chosen to make Nissan the fastest growing brand. They've chosen Pathfinder with its best-in-class passenger room. They've chosen the versatile Rogue with its intuitive all-wheel drive.
And for 5 days only, from July 14th to July 18th, your choices have gotten even better. Now get up to $2,000 bonus cash, plus lease or finance from 0%, but only until July 18th.
Oh, you're coming over now. Okay. See you soon, Mom. What do we serve?
Milady, no need to worry.
New Robin Hood Quick Bread gives you homemade taste in a hurry.
In scrumptious flavors like banana.
And chocolate chip?
Yes, of course. So you'll have quick bread that tastes like Mumsy used to make. That was quick.
But we were quicker.
Are all our varieties this quick?
Indeed.
Sound like your air conditioner? Call Reliance now, before you lose your cool. If we can't install a new air conditioner for you within a day, we'll take $500 off the price. Lost your cool today? Get it back tomorrow. Guaranteed next day installation. Now that's cool, because at Reliance, we're not comfortable until you are.
So great. Dre, look at this. Oh, a puppy becomes friends with a python. They love each other. It's so cute.
Keep watching. It gets less cute.
Oh.
Blackish returns Wednesdays this fall on City.
It seems 7 may be Canada's lucky number, at least when it comes to rugby.
Yes, this is a really awesome day yesterday for both the men's and women's rugby sevens, who both took home gold.
That's amazing.
At a packed BMO field. It really was. Nice. Our Stella Quisto caught up with the two teams today to see how they're handling their new shiny hardware.
We are completely thrilled to have this lovely gold heavy medal around our necks, and to have the support of our country behind us was just phenomenal.
A historic moment and a little piece of gold to prove it. Both the men's and women's rugby sevens teams added to our country's Pan Am medal count yesterday, and all the celebrating had them pooched for this interview.
How is it to be a winner?
It feels pretty good right now.
Yeah.
You've set us up well here.
Yeah.
It started with the women's top-notch performance, beating the U.S. 55-7 in the finals. The men followed that up in a down-to-the-wire match against Argentina, beating them 22-19.
After we won the gold medal and we're watching our men play, and we started getting the same kind of nerves that we got in our game.
This is the first gold medal win for the women's rugby sevens team in the Pan Am Games, but the second win for the men's team. One thing they both agree on, these medals are quite heavy.
I feel like my neck is being pulled down, and I'm never going to complain about the weight of that gold medal.
I know that this medal weighs a ton, so I figured that you needed a bit of rest.
Well, yeah, do you want to try it on for a second?
Yeah, I would love to. Oh, that's awesome. Look at this.
Pretty heavy.
I won a gold medal, and I didn't even have to do anything. Can I take this home and show my family?
We'll talk about it after.
Okay. Did you sleep with the medal?
I did, of course.
Yeah? Did it get caught anywhere?
It was very uncomfortable, I will tell you. I won't be doing it again.
For these rugby players, a double gold win only proves the sport is growing. Next year, for the first time, rugby sevens will be in the Olympic Games.
We have a lot of depth, and people are starting to get more interested in sevens. This is my first gold medal, and I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Although the women's rugby sevens team are heading to Rio next year, the men's team have to wait until June to qualify. At the Hilton, Stella Quisto, City News.
Nice. So yeah, it's a really great kind of preparation for the women's team, especially with that event premiering in Rio at the Olympics. Like, this is a real confidence booster. The coach was saying they had a lot of goals set out this year. So far, they've given check marks to all of them.
Gold.
I know, right?
Who knew we were so good at rugby?
It's amazing.
Awesome.
So that was good. We had a lot of fun today at Nathan Phillips Square. Where
go and check it out. It's fun.
I know. I urge everyone to go watch something, even if it's a concert at Nathan Phillips Square. Yeah. There's just so much happening in the city, and it's real
sit on
pulse.
an O in the sign, the Toronto sign.
Which we did.
It's fun. Yes. All right.
Thanks.
And still ahead, around the world in much more than 80 days. Why a Canadian is planning a grueling 5-year journey completely under his own steam. That's coming up after the break.
Canadians have chosen to make Nissan the fastest growing brand. They've chosen Pathfinder with its best-in-class passenger room. They've chosen the versatile Rogue with its intuitive all-wheel drive.
And for 5 days only from July 14th to July 18th, your choices have gotten even better. Now get up to $2,000 bonus cash, plus lease or finance from 0%, but only until July 18th.
Think Protection is a new home alarm company with the most advanced security at the absolute best price. Get a state-of-the-art home alarm for just $12.99 per month. There's no annual contract, so you can cancel anytime. We have the best security in the industry at the absolute lowest price with no contract. Get your $12.99 per month home alarm today.
Dial 1-855-768. Think Protection. ThinkProtection.com.
The crash-proof policy from Bel Air Direct is simple. Your premium won't increase due to your first at-fault accident. To demonstrate, here is ice dance champion Moyer.
Call me Scott.
Okay, Moyer. Let's go back to 2011. Ouch. Now, Moyer.
It's Scott.
If you were a car, you would have gotten away with that accident scot-free.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
That's your joke, scot-free.
It's that simple, Moyer. Contact us for a quote.
Limits will be tested. Records will be broken. Medals will be won. See some of the world's greatest athletes give everything they've got live right before your eyes. Cheer on the Canadian women's soccer team as they defend gold. July 11th, 15th, and 19th at the CIBC Hamilton Pan Am Soccer Stadium. With tickets starting at just $20, these games are too big to miss. Get yours today at Toronto2015.org.
For Entertainment City, I'm Adam Wilde, and Comic-Con and Star Wars go together like R2-D2 and C-3PO, and fans of the franchise had the surprise of their lives this weekend. So jealous, Riaz Meji was in the center of the action.
Star Wars stole the show here at Comic-Con as the cast reunited, and J.J. Abrams gave us a preview of The Force Awakens.
The key for all of us was to make a movie that felt authentic.
A star-studded cast including Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford praised Episode 7.
It felt great. I wasn't so sure it would, but the company was the right company. The director was the right director, and I was proud and grateful to once again be involved.
Star Wars wasn't the only big story here at Comic-Con. Hall H just let out the cast of Batman vs. Superman.
If I thought too hard about the actors who played this part before, I couldn't have taken the job. I talked to this actor about it. I was like, are you sure? You know, and he said, I have this vision. I have this idea for the guy, and you're perfect for it. And I said, well, what do you mean? He's like, at the end of his rope, he's older. He's like a burnout.
For Entertainment City, I'm Adam Wilde from KISS 92.5.
A Canadian adventurer is planning to go around the world, all without the benefit of a motor.
One of the things I'm most looking forward to is the unknown. Something like this, you just can't, you can never know what's going to happen. And as long as you move forward with an open heart, things usually work out.
Toronto native Marcus Pukonen set off today in a canoe from the beaches. He plans to spend the next 5 years on his journey. As well as the canoe, he plans to use a pogo stick, a sailboat, a skateboard, skis, and a bike. His goal is to raise $10 million for nonprofit groups that he says are improving the world. The journey will be 8,200 kilometers. That is ambitious. Well, Toronto's news is always available on the City News mobile app and citynews.ca. Your next City News comes tomorrow morning on Breakfast Television. Thank you for watching. Good night.
What if you could just wake up and have a whole world of fun right outside your front door? Well, stay, play, and save at Darien Lake. A whole world of fun, and it's so affordable. This summer, thrill to 2 new rides, one wet, one wild. Oh, yeah! And stay where you play. So, when you want an awesome family getaway not too far away, stay, play, save, only at Darien Lake. Buy 2 nights, get the third half price at DarienLake.com.
If you're injured in Ontario in a car or slip and fall accident, the choices you make today could dramatically affect your life tomorrow. Make the right choice. Call us for a free consultation at 1-800-JUSTICE. And remember, you do not pay unless we recover money for you.
Get behind the wheel, and it all comes together. Power to accelerate and exhilarate. Squeezing every last kilometer out of every last liter. A ride that adapts to any surface. Safety features so advanced, it was awarded the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Sometimes, things really do add up. The all-new 2015 Chrysler 200.
100% effort. It's what Canadians expect from us. Our country has extensive regulations and safety systems for transporting our energy. Each year, 580 million barrels of oil are moved by tanker along Canada's east and west coasts. As we move our energy to new markets, we will never stop working to protect our environment and our communities. Think oil and natural gas developed the Canadian way is good for Canada? Then raise your hand at raiseyourhandcanada.ca.
On July 17th.
Becoming Ant-Man means learning how to fight.
I see you met my daughter, Hope. Yeah, she's great. Heroes don't get any bigger. I'll destroy everything you care about. Pick on someone your own size. Marvel's Ant-Man. Everywhere July 17th.
Catch up on your City favorites on CityTV.com or the City Video app. This is City.
Welcome to EP Daily. Today on the show, we've got a tiny look at Ant-Man in the rundown.
Plus, we race to the edge with a review of the new Dragon series on Netflix.
Hold your ground and fire back!
Fire back where? We can't see it.
And then Scott gets an early look at the new Xbox game, Recore. Also coming up, we head to the distant future with Horizon Zero Dawn. Marissa and I get up to speed on Quantum Rush Champions and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EB Games. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest on everything cool every single day. Now, there are all kinds of shows, those without the rundown and those with the rundown. Guess which one we are? It looks like Marvel and now EP Daily may have spoiled a cameo in Ant-Man. A new Spanish language trailer for the superhero adventure has surfaced featuring a brief shot of, spoiler, Captain America's Anthony Mackie as Falcon. This is the first indication that his character will appear in the film.
I'm not dead yet!
Revealing that he'll have a cameo isn't too big a spoiler, given that all the Marvel movies take place in the same universe and different characters pop up all the time. But still, it would have been nice to be surprised in the theater. There's always a chance that other familiar faces will appear in the film, so hopefully there will still be some new things to discover by the time it hits theaters on July 17th. The makers of Dragon Age Inquisition are leaving behind last-gen gamers. All future DLC for the game will only be available on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One, which means players who just have a PS3 or 360 are out of luck. This isn't the first time last-gen gamers have been left behind by Dragon Age Inquisition. The game's previous DLC packs were delayed on the older consoles, but were eventually released after much complaining by fans. Electronic Arts hasn't abandoned last-gen owners completely. Anyone who upgrades to the newer versions of the game will be able to transfer their progress using the new Save Importer feature. But you'll first have to invest in a new system. Some big stories, even if one is about a tiny superhero in today's rundown. Here's my pal Scott Jones to talk about them with me. You know, big spoiler alert, I have to keep saying this just in case you tuned out for a second here. Falcon is going to be in Ant-Man, which I was kind of shocked that that's appeared in a trailer already, even if it wasn't an English trailer.
You know, somehow these leaks we get almost every day. I mean, I know the internet's at a different state than it was. Lots more information is changing hands every day. Lots more people are out there just doing evil things on the internet.
I mean, we talk about this on the show all the time. There is a kind of, and it kind of runs contrary to what we do, which is provide you guys information about stuff that's coming up. But you know, sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and ears and try to tune out a little bit so you don't get all of this stuff spoiled.
What does it change to not know that Anthony Mackie's character is in the Ant-Man? Who cares?
I think what it does on the marketing side of things, because I think it might show that there's a little nervousness around Ant-Man compared to the, you know, the enormity of the Avengers, is that they want to show Avengers right beside their little tiny superhero. All right, well now, something that might not be on the internet for downloading DLC is your PS3 360 for Dragon Age Inquisition. I feel like this is another move that underlines it's time.
Yeah, I mean, I think game makers just have to draw a line in the sand and say, we're not going to go back across that line anymore. And so here we see BioWare drawing that line and making a choice. And, you know, I'm sorry if you have the last gen consoles, but it's been 2 years. It's time to get the new consoles. Like they're pretty expensive. I mean, even for TV hosts, they're expensive. But you have to find a way to save the money and get the PS4, the Xbox One, and commit to that new console. And I think this is the time. And I know you guys love Dragon Age Inquisition. I love Dragon Age. You love Dragon Age. We all do.
Yeah.
And if you're playing it, you got to play it on the best possible machine.
Yeah, it's much better
sure.
on the new machines. Also, something that's new in this equation now is Xbox One's backwards compatibility. Of course, the Wii U is already backwards compatible, so you're already getting a Wii when you buy a Wii U, and now you're getting a 360 when you buy an Xbox One.
What about the Ant-Man game is compatible with the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox? We'll go back, because he's a small man. Let's go back to the small machines.
You're blowing my mind.
I am.
Something else that blew my mind, maybe, is our review of Dragon's Race to the Edge on Netflix. Take a look.
Use your dragons as extra protection from the wind.
Chris and I get the best assignments. We got to see How to Train Your Dragon Part 2, and now we get